Hello everybody. So, I'm gonna be going through how I made this whole thing. And I did not record a lot of this process like I usually do because I'm gonna be honest with you. This was largely me guessing and not really knowing what I was doing of how this garment would exist in real life. Somewhere around here I have the sketches of the patterns that I did over and over again. But I think I did record some of the process on camera, and everything else I will be filling in with the power of MS Paint and my Instagram stories. So if you're not following my Instagram, I'm not saying you have to, but I do post a lot more of my real-time work in progress on there. I wanted it to be all one piece. On the underlayer, the vest is a separate part that goes over the top, but the underlayer is all one piece, so it has like a tube top situation made out of old spandex. I think it's performance fabric. Might be what I use for Shadowverse Ruby skirts. I don't know for sure, but it's just leftover from a project. And so that's basically just that. And then I used, you know, this is kind of where the project comes full circle. I used satin from one of my first Vocaloid from scratch cosplay I tried to make. Like, I did Miku first. She was my first cosplay, but I just used like clothes, and then I like hand sewed ribbon on and like made the arm sleeves out of leggings that I cut up, but actually like from scratch from fabric. I tried to make SFA2 Miki, which I don't even know if she like exists at all anymore. Had to unpick those, sewed them in the wrong place, re-sewed them on, they fit now, and that holds up the top in place. The only reason I added the straps is because of the fabric that I use, because it's so flimsy. It's sewn to 4 circle skirts. So the 3 circle skirts are just regular black circle skirts, which is the same fabric I used for the whole thing. And the material list will be in the description. It is, what do you call that? Tiered. So I did the first one, put that on, measured like where I wanted the next one to sit, and measured where I want the next one to sit. I make my circle skirts extra long every single time because my lordosis is really bad. And it lifts up on the butt. So like on the back side, it's the height that it needs to be, but on the front side, it looks really long, but whatever. Yeah, and that provides enough poof that I like that. So I sewed those all 3 together. I just stacked them. So those 3 together with just a straight stitch. And oh, before I did that, actually, do not sew those together before hemming the bottom. I just did a simple rolled hem. I tried to do that trick where you like baste it first and then like pull it together so it's straight. That didn't work, so I just did a regular rolled hem for them, and I think it ended up looking pretty nice. Once those are all hemmed, put them together, and then I took a lining fabric because I noticed that the ribbon that you can see on the bottom is not just a petticoat sticking out, it's like an extra layer with ribbon on it. And I didn't have a petticoat that was that size that I could like cheese my way into it. And I didn't want to sew the ribbon onto just the bottom layer of the skirt, which is originally what I thought it was. Because when you look at the reference, there's like nothing filling the gap between her leg and her skirt. So I don't think it's a petticoat. I think it's just another layer of skirt that is just the ribbon. So I was originally gonna do a tulle layer for this, so it was just super thin. That did not work out because I tried to make it a petticoat and I don't know how to make a petticoat. So a tulle circle skirt would work for this. I think it would work even better. But what I ended up doing is just using a lining, because the tiered skirt provides enough structure that it doesn't really need a petticoat under there. So I just needed something really thin that wasn't gonna obstruct that shape. And I had extra lining left over from Yohane. I used a lining fabric, just made a circle skirt out of that, sewed the ribbon around. Oh, and before I did that, I had to ruffle all of this ribbon. I think I ended up ruffling 19 yards of ribbon. The vest, quote unquote, I was hoping would be a go on easy, but it is actually kind of tricky and I do need a little bit of help. But how it was made, I made up a pattern just by measuring myself. I think I might have footage of that, I might not, but I'll do the MS Paint version on the screen. And then I sewed the tops together and the sides together, and then I finished off the back edge because the back edge was going to be a raw edge otherwise. So I did a zigzag stitch. I actually did this correctly. I did a zigzag stitch and then a straight stitch, and then on the front I did the ribbon. I had the ribbon, so I didn't finish it off because. And the sleeves, I did the ribbon. I attached them like you would attach sleeves, so right sides together with one of them, the base inside out, the sleeve right side out. And I did that, and then basically I did that same exact thing for going all along the front to the back, the bottom of the back. And then I need to press those down really badly. They're really stiff. I had to hammer in. It was 18 plus 16. 18 grommets on the front and 16 grommets on the back, which I didn't need to do 18 grommets on the front. There's not enough ribbon to reach that amount, and it goes too low on me anyways. I should have just done 8 on the, but I wasn't counting originally. I was just doing them, and then I was like, oh, I don't want to do 10. That's going to be way too much. So there's 18 on the front, 16 on the back. I took this velvet ribbon because I thought velvet would be fun, because velvet's in a lot of gothic fashion. This is obviously inspired by gothic fashion, gothic Lolita. And you're not really going to see the ribbon anyways because of the ruffles and the tie. So I chose something that I like and was fun. And to bring in the ruffle, or the velvet, I'm going to do velvet for the roses in the hair, which I thought were bows, but they're roses. And the roses on the shoes, which the roses on the shoes are already done. And I'll do a separate video on the shoes. I'm gonna do the shoes and socks in one video because those are really simple. And that's it. Yeah, I just laced it like a shoelace kind of, but I also referenced the references, and I laced it how it's laced in there. Basically, the top straight, then X's all the rest of the way down. And the same way on the back, except on the back I did the bottom straight and then X's all the way up, because that one has X's like all the way at the very top. And then that just goes over top of it. Lace it up like a corset. Did I tell you I put all the grommets on there by hand? Because I don't have a grommet tool. I just have the fucking hammer and the little thingy. And I hammered my finger and it hurts really bad. But hopefully I didn't like actually make the main portion of this. Everything else is just accessories. So really this is the only part you have to really super duper worry about, and you pretty much, it's all goes down to measuring. Make sure you measure yourself. And the top is actually really forgiving, because, well, it's all kind of really forgiving, because use a circle skirt. Circle skirts are kind of forgiving, and I have two-way stretch fabric, and the top is spandex, and the top that goes on top of that has a corset, so it is kind of forgiving. And I'm hoping, because I've spent so much time and money on this, that I can rewear it for many years to come with fluctuating sizes to come. So that is how I made it. And I hope this helped you if you're also making this, because I found very few tutorials until I was like, I don't know, then I just randomly found some when I was in the middle of making it, and it was too late by then because I already made it, and then they were also making it a different way than me. But I hope this one is it's just extra resources for you. So this is not the main channel. I don't have that outro. This is just the cosplay channel. I hope you have a wonderful day and enjoy your cosplay journey. And go ahead and cosplay that thing you wanted to cosplay when you were 13, because it's gonna work out. It might take a couple tries, but it works out. So make sure you actually measure yourself and try stuff on over and over again through the process, so that you don't have to unpick stuff and re-sew it so many times. Like, you could make a mock-up as well. I personally didn't make a mock-up for this project because the shapes aren't that complex, but if it makes you more comfortable, do what makes you comfortable. Drink some water. And that's it. I don't know how to end this video.